try and manage this gap and respond, but it's Laros against Caune. So, 1500 champion against the man who won the 3,000 metres. Boy, was that a messy race. This one has had a very different story. Netherlands against Sweden. Caune, this would be some scalp to claim. Kamenchak trying to get on 2 podiums with Dargan fighting him over 3rd and 4th. Laros puts his ear to the crowd. A similar celebration to Caune. But Laros is a double champion once again in Jerusalem.
Niels Laros, 14:11.82.
Had a nice plan with Kevin, my teammate, my training partner, and I think it worked out pretty well. 1 and 3 isn't too bad, and yeah, good plan, good execution, I guess.
And the Netherlands, both of their goals have come through Niels Laros.
She's really going to be leading the challenge of European distance running for the next few years, barring injury. 1 lap to go. She's going to hear the bell. Agata Sauna goes through. 13:54 unofficially at the bell. Well, she's still well on course for that championship record. She's just got to keep focused, keep the rhythm going. She's starting to stoop just slightly forward, but the arms are pumping. She's gritting her teeth. The head now just slightly bobbing from side to side. She's got 250 metres left. This is going to be a really phenomenal performance. And she's pushing hard still. There's no sign that she's going to ease up. She's really working hard. She's coming around the bend for the last time. She's got 150 metres to go. Just look how pedestrian some of the other women in this race are. And just remember, these are their nation's representatives. Into the home straight with 100 metres to go. She's passing Olivia Phillips, who's a really good runner in her own right. And now she's picking it up. She's sprinting. She can see that championship record becoming her property. This is a truly amazing run. Agata Sauna takes the 5,000 metre gold, smashes the championship record and her personal best, and it's a double gold at these championships for the Latvian. 15:03.86. It's about 18 seconds of what had stood as a championship record for 22 years.
Before race, I think maybe I can do maybe. And then when I was running, I felt great, and I think, okay, I can push. You need to push. You just need to challenge yourself, and I did, and I felt great. And my coach told me, okay, if you feel great, just run, push it. It will be your personal best. And yeah, and of course the people that also give me energy to do it, and I'm so happy.
As we look at the results, confirmation of that championship record, 15:03.85. Kira Weitz taking silver for Germany, and Sofia Thorgensen bronze for Denmark. Well, I believe she's in the Latvian team for the World Championships in Budapest, coming up in less than 2 weeks' time.
So hard to call this one. Kotchak was able to respond and come through on Tergersen in the 1500 metres, but she now has to come round 2 or 3 and is looking like she's fading. Instead, it's going to form as far as Audrey Vero of Switzerland leading from Abigail Ives, who just looks over her shoulder, and she would have seen Kotchak fighting with Holzbein for the bronze medal. But as far as gold's concerned, that's going to Switzerland and Audrey Vero. Crowd roaring these athletes towards the finish line as they give all they've got at the end of 2 hard laps. Ives takes the silver for Great Britain.
It was a really good race. I was not at the head of the race at first, but then on the last 400 meters, I was really well, and it was a good race.
Well, we've seen some great Swiss and British middle distance female runners come through these champs in recent years.
So Kostic away very quickly, also running well, Ruohola on the outside in lane 7, so it's the men in lanes 5 and 7 who are leading the way at the moment, the first to rise at barriers. Sino surprisingly getting dropped at this stage. it's Barala who's doing very well at this stage as they're coming round. 4 hurdles to go. Kostic struggling a little bit to clamber over that hurdle, but he's still shoulder to shoulder with the Frenchman, 2 lanes to his outside. Now Sino and Harpalainen, the 2 Finns in lane 6 and 8, pressing. On the inside, coming through, Fischer, Breiholz, and it's Harpalainen out in lane 8. With that storming final 100 metres, last 2 hurdles. And I'm sure they're going to be cheering and having a few celebrations here and there in Tampere.
Will want to unleash a fast finish down the home straight, and if they take too much of a breather, they'll be wary that Manuel is trying to close. So is Kouakou, and it's the French woman producing yet another thrilling last leg. Oh my word, it's repeat from Espoo, it's repeat from the European Championships, is it, or are the Dutch holding on? Oh, it's a photo finish across the line with Germany crawling through.
She was running fine with about 50 metres to go and then just overstrided. I think she even just tripped up over her own feet with just tiredness. Even though she's still battling and for a good time, but mentally tossed in the towel. And there, Krause-Jenska, 1 metre from the line, falls to the track.
So full result confirmed. And that's what it came down to, 0.02 of a second.
But Lund still doing well at the front there. He's focused, he's concentrated, and he's holding his form at the moment. Ziem has had to work very hard to get up on his shoulder. He's just 2 metres in arrears. Behind him, Spain have got into the bronze medal position. But coming around with 150 metres to go in this very last event, it's Great Britain, Northern Ireland. The baton's in the hand of Sam Lund. Elijah Ziem now, well, he did all the hard work in the first 200 metres, but now Ziem is looking very, very tired indeed. France and Italy bearing down on the Germans, but the very last gold medal of these championships, the men's 4x400 metres gold, goes to Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Agata Sauna, watch out for these names, write them down, remember them, have a look on the European Athletics website at those you may have missed.
As we were watching the highlights of the men's 4x400 metre relay, Great Britain, Northern Ireland triumphing. Regis has had a good start. Also the Swiss with Chloe Rabach have had an excellent start. Slightly sloppy changeover for the Germans. Now Chelsea Kadiri having to recover from that poor changeover. On the second leg it's Sophie Walton to hang over to Joy Eze. Oh, the Swiss are in such a good position, but that handover was poor. Now it's the Germans, they're recovering. Rosina Schneider having an excellent bend. Now it's Great Britain, Northern Ireland battling with the Germans. It's Success Edouard trying to close down on Holly Uku, but it's going to be the Germans. Holly Uku hangs on despite pressure all the way down the home straight from Success Edouard. And it's going to be Germany gold, silver for Great Britain, Northern Ireland. The Germans 43.82. Great Britain, Northern Ireland just beaten by 0.04 of a second. Czech Republic come through on the outside, a long way back, but the best of the rest taking bronze in 44.68.
Well, both of these nations were absolutely going for gold.
So there's the confirmation of the results. Gold goes to Germany, silver to Great Britain, Northern Ireland, and Czech Republic a well-deserved bronze.
So having a look to see who gets the best start. Already Germany going very nicely with Zubers on this first leg. And the Dutch handing over successfully, but the Danes are out. There's like an injury picked up there. They have decided to continue with the baton. So the Dutch still going well. A poor changeover for Germany though. And the surprise fastest qualifiers, the Swiss, very much in contention down this home straight. Look at the advantage that needs to be made up. The Netherlands are trying to do it, as are Germany, but Switzerland incredibly triumph. to take men's 4x1 gold. Well, it was a national under-20 record.
Could almost say they ran like clockwork.
Well, what was interesting is that one of the best races at the under-23 championships actually saw Switzerland have a big margin in the closing stages of a relay final. It was the women's 4x4, and they were overtaken right at the end. So it's a form of Swiss relay revenge. So full result here: Switzerland from Netherlands, from Germany. The top three.
Just behind the event leader, Laura Muller, on countback now. Ndudi. Oh, that's a good jump from Ndudi. That's a 650 jump. I think that's another Irish under-20 record for the Dubliner. So Elizabeth Ndudi. Picture of determination on the run-up. 6:56, and the breeze just dropped enough for it to be record legal.
Villagos, the European silver medalist in Munich last year. Lovely energy. She pushes all the way through with the javelin and very close to 60 metres. And just maybe she's now sealed that gold medal. So that lead had been just over 40 centimetres. Very little in it prior to this latest massive throw for Villagos, javelin gold medalist. And they've now managed 4, and they've equalled their joint best gold medal haul, thanks to Villagos and Topic. As we see a Luckerhold over 2:18, so still looking very strong, the Swedes. So decathlon and high jump, and of course the women's discus.
And Melvin Leaker-Holmes celebrating after winning the men's high jump. Melvin Leaker-Holmes winning with 2:18 on countback from Edoardo Stronati. Robert Raffini taking the bronze. Well, I think the championship record of Nicholas Cowell is a little bit out of the grasp, but I make it. And I think you've mentioned this a few times, that Amadeus Graber could be on course for a total of around 8,200. What a magnificent total that would be. And the men behind him may well get over 8,000 points as well.
So there is Graber fighting his way round the final lap, but Huber, look at this magnificent 1,500 metres display. Looks like he's going to be just outside his personal best. However, now Lash comes home, and there were big gaps between them. So our medalists effectively defined and now sealed. Goddensen fighting with the tiring Van Keulen. As Graber crosses the line, he is the decathlon champion. Lash surely taking the silver, a personal best for him as well. Graber from Lash from Huber we end up with, but some terrific performances right the way down. That phenomenal 2:07 high jump from Schulze. Moitié Chanois with a great hurdles race. Rocco Farkas, he has some events to work on, but a magnificent day one, Phil, and you just think if he can, invest in some of those weaker events on day two, what he could be capable of.
I'm rather glad we don't have any more steeplechase races to be run.